Hey everybody, Captain Murphy here. Today I'm going to show some of the features that are in the game Caribbean. It's a game made by Snowbird. It's in kind of an alpha status right now. A lot of the features are working, some of them really aren't. It's based on a game Mountain Blade Warband, and it's the same engine. When you start playing it, you're going to see that it's pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of the same features though. There's the ownership of towns, there's being able to take over towns, capture locations, capturing other lords and things like that. Just think of it as Warband with a couple new features on a different era and that. The one thing that has been added is there are new levels, things that are ships, so you can actually sail a ship around. I'm loaded up into a more advanced game. This is one where I already own a town, so that way I can show you that. There's kind of a bug in it. I don't know if it's really a bug or it's just a balance issue that needs to be figured out. But I'm going to start by showing a land battle and show how that goes. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's horribly unbalanced right now. I'm going to show you that I've got my little army here has got 86 active available people. I've been in a bunch of battles lately. And we're going to look at, here's some of the enemy. They've got, a bunch of them running around. I'm going to wait for them to start a siege, and hopefully I can pretty much start a fight with them, kind of pick a fight with them. So we're going to go ahead and say, yeah, surrender now, or I'm going to kick your butt. Alright, so I've got 87 of my guys up against their 125 because all their groups went together. Now I'm going to charge the enemy, but I'm not actually going to charge the enemy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cheat here. I'm going to tell my guys just to stay where they are, and they're going to sort of form ranks. And you can see all this debug lines going by right now. Hopefully that'll be gone in the next version. What you can see here, though, is my little secret weapon. You can buy cannons in the game, and cannons are abhorrently powerful. They are way too powerful for the game. So just like in Warband, you can hit your backspace key, you can see where the enemy's coming from, so I can see that they're pretty much straight on from where I'm looking at. So if I just kind of aim roughly that direction, I'm going to... Look at that, I killed a bunch of people just by aiming that direction. Not very realistic, but hey, why not? So I'm just going to kind of sweep the top of the ground and try to kill some folks. So I don't have to do a lot of work on this. Let's see, I've only killed 6 so far, so that's probably one of my worst ones. Mostly because of bad cannon placement. Sometimes these are sitting on top of a hill and they are just crazy. You can pretty much wipe out an entire army before they even get near you. There we go, now we're getting something. We got 6 more in just one shot. This is pretty much how all land battles have gone for me. I've gone with as little as 1 or 2 guys into a battle and just decimated the army. Okay, so their guys are now running away. Hey, that was a lot of fun. And the next group has spawned in. So we'll just keep repeating the same process. We'll just clear the ground, lots of rounds, and kick their butts. So yeah, the cannons have made this horribly, horribly unbalanced. Those are close enough for my guys to finally put a volley into them. Ah, there's a guy's head right there. No, not anymore. And they're retreating. So yeah, land battles are kind of a wash right now. They don't present any kind of challenge when you're on a regular field of battle. Oh, one guy is actually running towards my... oh, no, he's down. Okay, so that was about it. Let's try something more to it. Yep, there it is. The battle type is kind of like a mix between the Napoleonic one and the warband, so that's what you're looking at. And let's see, we took out pretty much half their guys in one run, so we'll go ahead and tell them to charge in again, and we'll do this one more time. So again, you can see them down there. They're just to the right of that palm tree once I'm going to be on the gun. There we go. At no point did the enemy get close enough to actually get into a real confrontation because of the overpowered nature of those cannons. Okay, everybody else got away, didn't get anything like that. I went up one person in my company ability. Okay, so that is just in a nutshell, that's land battles. That's kind of boring at this point. But I'm going to go after this convoy because there's kind of a bug right now. He's doing 4-4, I'm doing 4-5. I might not be able to catch him. With the oddball thing that can happen. Oh, there we go. There's a Spanish convoy. And same thing like Warband, you get called on missions, things like that. So here we are looking at, there's a heavy galleon, a medium galleon, a medium galleon. Looks like a pretty good battle. It should be pretty fun. More than likely this party will... I'm trying to guess if these will actually join in or not. Oh, look at that. You can't join into a ship battle. So I doubt they'll be able to join in with yours. But they will. Here's the nice thing is, more than likely, they won't actually finish out the battle with themselves. What'll happen is they'll both go down a few points, and then the one will run away. So just kind of hang out next to one of them, and you'll catch them eventually. Yeah, see there, he ran away. So we're gonna go chase him down instead. It's like he's a little bit fast, or a little bit slower than I am. Okay, so here we go. I've encountered a party, 2 ships ready to battle against the 3, and a light breeze blowing from the southwest. So, light breeze from the southwest, if you look at this, it should correlate to where I started from in my direction, so everything should be correct. Zooming and everything uses the right mouse button, so you can actually pretty quickly zoom and look in and out. There's no first-person view from the deck in the battle mode, so we can't look there. But there are different settings for the sails, so pushing the W and S changes your sail mode, so you can jump between those. And then, of course, left and right is actually left and right. The one thing that is interesting is invariably, right now, the AI does the exact same thing every single time. So I'll tell mine to go into maneuver at will. That keeps him from getting behind me. If your ships are behind each other, the guy behind you will fire through your ship to hit the enemy, and every time hits you. So he'll cause damage to your ship on its own. What will happen though is this AI is going to come straight at me. He's going to get close, and then he's going to immediately do a starboard turn, and we're going to get close enough that I can board him almost immediately. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I'm in a first-rate battleship. My companion is in a second-rate battleship, so I've been playing for a little while and figured out that you can capture these very easily. These are just galleons. They're pretty good sized, and they bring in a pretty penny when you capture them. If you beat the crap out of them, then they don't really bring in much money at all. So you can capture them and replenish your crew for a lot cheaper than trying to do it yourself. Okay, we're going to board. If you're doing large to large ship, I recommend doing board from the stern. I've got 140 troops ready for their battle against 72. You're going to lose a lot of troops in this, no matter how good you are at this. So, your rifle fire, it works kind of like the Napoleonic ones. Accuracy is really crap. And the pathing is kind of bad right now. It looks like I'm getting a butt kick here. The round hit the cannon right in front of me. That's great. You can actually take over these cannons too. Once I kill him, I'm going to grab this cannon and then use it just like I did the other one. They are obscenely overpowered. So if anybody's in that opening, they're dead. I do like the smoke, it doesn't scare them very much, so that helps. Oh, there's a gunner. Not anymore. When the AI spawns in new enemies, they just spawn in places around the boat. There's no rhyme or reason. There we go. I got like the right spot for them to spawn into here. Let's get into the thick of the battle. One thing you don't want to do is fall off the boat. You immediately get knocked unconscious. You can't swim around. There's no swimming in this. One thing I have learned is there's an enemy nearby that could possibly, maybe, theoretically be in the path between you and the enemy. Your bullet will hit it. So pulling off Hail Mary shots is next to impossible. Okay, so that was a boarding action. You see the boats are pretty generic. They look identical even though they're technically two different classes. Pretty basic though. And then we'll see that 9 killed, 28 wounded, and you have allies, which are your sailors on the boat. 6 killed, 28 wounded. One of the perks I always do is always go for maxing out my ability to do doctoring and such. So that way you minimize your casualties. Alright, so now you have the option. You succeeded in the boarding action. I saved 29 with surgery. I only lost 5 during the battle. After your sailors were first lost, you actually lose even more after the action. So you want to get as many updates as you can because sailors are kind of expensive. So we want to add the captured vessel to the fleet. because my flagship is much larger than that thing is, so I don't want to make it into my flagship. Now the one thing that does happen after a battle though is things go kind of crazy. I can't turn, I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything because now I'm near this other ship, and you'll see that I'm kind of like flip-flopping back and forth. So the trick I've always found is that you turn all your sails down to 0 and then come back up again immediately. Some reason that seems to unlock you. Alright, as you can see right here, the heavy galleon just caught on fire. Fire is absolutely a bad thing. When a boat catches fire, you watch how fast their sails and their hull drop. It's just a terrible, terrible object. So max out your firefighting skill as soon as you can. It applies to your entire fleet. You can see that I've got different decks of cannons here. The more you increase your vessel, the more cannons you're going to get. This one's about sunk here. That next volley from that second rate should take it out. And he's gone. So that's sinking of a boat. That's not much to it. Alright, and the same thing over here. I don't really see much point in capturing these light galleons. They don't really bring a whole lot of money. Pretty much after this whole action, I'm going to have just about enough money off of that light galleon to almost pay for the repairs and the replacement of all the sailors that I've lost in the action. So costs are horribly out of whack now. He's gone, he caught fire. That was, in a nutshell, ship battles. They are a little more interesting when you are doing it with smaller boats, but the big vessels, they don't last very long at all. So that was pretty much it. So now I've got, my fleet has now got a heavy galleon in it, along with my first rate and my second rate. So we're going to go back to my town up here, rather than go to somebody else's. And I'll show you a little bit about how the towns are set up. So with the being that it looks just like Warband, you can see all your same objects are here. And you've got your reports, which is where you can look at your character. You can see you've still got the same legitimacy, honor, renown, everything that Warband had in it. Your weekly budget shows you what towns you've got and what features you can add to it. Your basic morale report, like if you're at war with Spain and you've got Spanish soldiers, well then your morale goes down just based off of that. And then of course your faction relations shows you that England's cooperative, France cooperative. We've got trade agreements with those as the pirates, what's called Brotherhood of the Coast. And of course with Spain, they keep going to war with us. So hey, look at that. Pretty much I've been beating the crap out of Spain for the last probably 4 hours in the game. So the map is pretty nice though. You've got a lot of these towns. The map setup is pretty good. Oh, look at that. Alright, so town setups are pretty nice. You've got the large towns, which are like your city centers, and then you got the small towns, which are like the little villages and the castles. They work pretty much like Warband does, and you'll see when we get to the Roatan here, and you'll see that we've got the same setup. We've got, you know, what the town's level is, what they've got as far as how the people like you. What I do like about this is you can go to the main square and then go to the Guildmaster. So if you own the town, you can go to look at the developments and you can construct buildings. There's a few broken items in it. Like right now I'm trying to build a warehouse, and the warehouse is at 0 hours and $0, and it's in the negative 205 now. It'll finish in negative 205 hours, so I'm not sure if this will ever finish. I waited until the last building to build it because I knew it was probably going to be broken. You can appoint officials, so you can add weaponsmith, armorsmith. These guys carry different weapons on that you wouldn't get from a normal armorer, but they do degrade over time. So if they're a master weapon or a master armor, then they wear out as time goes on. Same for the horse dealers. Couriers is kind of like the watchtowers. A priest just increases the religion of an area. Certain things like they've got regimental commanders, garrison commanders, things like that. These are like for training. So you can apply different offices. So we'll apply, let's see, what does a priest do? Gift rewards keeps the treasury full. Cool. Let's go ahead and appoint him. So you spend $2,000, and then this guy's going to, over time, bring him in. So, let's see, we've already got shipyard, docks, barracks, merchant guild, well, and an armory already built. And we've got an infantry officer, garrison commander, master merchant, tax collector, prosecutor.